Welcome to the Online Success Journey podcast, your opportunity to discover and learn from entrepreneurs like yourself. This is not your typical podcast, but a place where you can get the real story and find out how real people encounter speed bumps and detours, but journey through to find success. Now here's your host for the Online Success Journey podcast, Patience.
Hello everyone and welcome to Online Success Journey. This is episode 197. Are you ready to join the clan? Today we have Anton Kraly, the founder and the CEO of Dropshipping Lifestyle and eCommerce Lifestyle. He focuses on empowering people through e-commerce and better marketing. He and his team are constantly searching and testing to discover what works best in digital marketing and e-commerce. Voted best e-commerce course by Shopify in 2018, Dropshipping Lifestyle is now the top online e-commerce coaching program and has helped more than 10,000 students in 25 countries to find freedom through entrepreneurship. Hello, Anton.
Hi, Patience. How are you?
I am fine. I know here the clan is anxious to hear your story, so let's get started with the basics. Can you tell my clan a little bit about your background, about what you did before you started your online business?
Sure. Yeah, I've been doing this for about 12 years now. It started back in 2006. That's when I graduated from college, upstate New York, and I got into my first business, which was not online at all. It was actually a delivery business for a bakery in Brooklyn, New York. So it was a business where I would drive into Brooklyn every day. I would fill up a truck with boxes of cookies and all these different items from the bakery. And then I would go and sell them wholesale to different grocery stores around New York. That was, again, the first business I was in. My plan was to try to build it up and then be able to sell it, have some more money that I can reinvest into another business. And my plan back then was to just run these offline businesses until I could build up enough money to actually be able to retire at around 50 years old. Like, that was my life goal. Right around the same time as I got into this delivery business is when I found out about e-commerce. So early 2007 is when I was introduced to the fact that anybody can get on the internet and build an online store, even without being technical and having no special skills, no degree or anything in coding. So I thought, okay, let me try this. And I spent about a weekend and I built my first ever e-commerce store, which was selling the products from the bakery to customers all over the United States. And I could tell within a week or so that I was an e-commerce person because it was able to sell so many more than the actual deliver business. I didn't have to drive into Brooklyn every day to fill a truck with cookies. I could just sit on my computer, set up different advertisements online, and make more money than I did with this other whole big operation. So that was my entry point into e-commerce. From there, I just started to build more and more stores, sell more and more expensive items. And ever since then, back in 2007, I've just been trying to get better every day at what it is that I do.
Wow. Okay. What is the most dangerous belief an online entrepreneur can have?
I think it's that they're better than they are at what it is they do. With the internet, things move fast. So it's sometimes, not that hard to get results. And sometimes results that people might be getting aren't based on their skills. They're just kind of based on timing in the market. They're based on a loophole that might be open for a small amount of time. Maybe they're based on some new advertising platform that this person kind of figured out before anybody else. And what I see people kind of get is a big ego where they start to get results and they just think that they're, the next Elon Musk or the next Steve Jobs, where in reality, I think nobody should ever think that. I think it's always something that you can't get comfortable with online entrepreneurship. I think you always should be learning. And if you're not, it doesn't last.
Why do you do what you do?
I think just because I love it. I can't picture myself doing anything different. For a whole bunch of reasons, but I really do enjoy making websites that sell products and services that people actually need. I enjoy the game of making it so that people would prefer to buy from me and have a better experience when they buy from me versus competitors. I also, now that I've been doing this longer, I really do enjoy the fact that I employ people and I can help them work in a comfortable setting where they actually like their jobs and are able to provide for themselves and their families. And mainly, the reason I like to go this route and run my companies is because I can implement things right away. I don't have to wait for approval from a manager or a boss or a coworker. We could just go ahead and try something new today if we thought it would be a good idea. So a bunch of reasons. Mainly, I can't see it being any other way.
You've been in business for a long time now. Let's put man aside. How do you know you are successful?
The biggest way as far as a business health perspective is we have different KPIs, key performance indicators, for all different areas in our business. So for marketing, for sales, for customer service. And we review them every week to make sure that we are either at our baseline or getting better. So really, it's a numbers game. As long as our numbers are meeting what we need them to be, not just money, but overall business health in general, then we know that we're moving in the right direction. Beyond that, assuming they're all good, the main thing is customer feedback and customer happiness, because to be successful in the long term, it's all about the customer. So we're constantly monitoring how our customers feel about us and making sure that we're giving them the best experience that we can.
Can anyone be an entrepreneur, or are some people more cut out for it than others?
Yeah, I say anyone can, but some people just, they wouldn't. It takes a lot of risk. That's the biggest thing that I've seen with the people that kind of go back to the normal, quote unquote, normal life. If you're not a risk taker, if you're not willing to risk time and sometimes money and sometimes just relationships and effort, then it's probably not for you unless you could find a way to completely shift your mindset, which is easier said than done.
What have you learned from business as a whole?
That nobody knows everything. I remember when I was younger and I was thinking of this entrepreneurship thing, I had in my head that all the people that ran these businesses were, geniuses. And I thought they knew everything about their products. And I thought they knew everything about their industries and their customers. And I realized as I made relationships in the business world that nobody knows everything and everybody is figuring it out as they go.
In your businesses, do you ever have a mentor or coach?
Yeah, I've had different mentors over the years and different coaches. Not currently the only mentor I would say I have is my uncle, who I don't speak to often, but he's a successful business owner. And if I ever am stuck with anything, which is rare, maybe once every couple of years, I know I have him to call on. But currently that would be the one mentor.
What is the most valuable thing your mentor or your uncle has told you?
Yeah, I remember from when I was very young, he said in his business, what he would do when he was growing is totally different business he has. It's completely different industry. But he said when people would ask his company if they can do certain jobs, they would always say yes. And then they would learn what they need to do and they would make sure they always over deliver. So he said, whenever they told somebody that they were going to complete a job or do whatever project it was, even if in the beginning they might have lost some money on it, they would make sure that every single customer was satisfied. They got exactly what they paid for. And he would make sure that his company was also growing by taking on different responsibilities and learning his market better. So the main things I learned is always be looking for areas to expand into and always deliver exactly what you tell your customers you're promising.
What is one thing that has contributed to your success?
I would say stubbornness almost. I just, no matter what I'm doing, I want to see it through. Some projects I've probably spent too much time on, but everything that I do, if I start a project, I go into it with the mindset that it's going to work, not just based on because I think so, but because I did a ton of market research. So if we start a project and maybe aren't seeing the best results, I'm even more determined to figure out why and make it work. So I would say stubbornness.
What is one thing no one knows about you?
I don't know. I would say maybe that I'm involved in a lot of businesses outside of just e-commerce. I talk about e-commerce a lot because that's our main business. But in the past, I've also had different offline businesses. I had a digital signage company in New York. I did affiliate marketing at massive scale for a few years, hand in hand with e-commerce. So have more experience than just drop shipping and selling stuff online.
What grounds you?
I don't know. I think I try to be good with the ego thing. I'm not really materialistic. And I do have a family that I didn't come from money or anything. So I think just the way I grew up, conversations with my family, and I've just never been a person to splurge or into material things. So luckily, hasn't been a big problem for me to get too big for my own good.
Tell us how to dropship high-ticket products and earn over $300 per sale.
Sure. Yeah. So there's a lot of different ways to do drop shipping. It's a very high level term that lots of different businesses fall under. The way that we do it and the way that we've done it forever is selling for domestic suppliers. So I'm based in the States, so our suppliers are based in the States. We have members of our community from Australia. They work with suppliers in Australia. We have members from the UK. They work with suppliers in the UK. But basically, our model is trying to find different industries that people are likely to go online when they're shopping. So things that people most likely aren't going to just drive down the block to a local store and make a purchase. Things that draw people to the internet, either because they're not available locally or because there's so many different variations that it would make sense to go online to find exactly what the customer was looking for. So we try to find those industries. From there, we try to find all of the brands that are already making the products in that industry. So one example I give is chandeliers, so the big lighting fixtures. If I wanted to sell chandeliers, I wouldn't go try to have them manufactured. I would simply go on Google and I would try to find every single manufacturer that makes chandeliers that already is selling them. Then what I would do is reach out to all of those companies that are already making them and selling them. I would say, this is Anton from, AntonChandeliers.com. We would like to work with you. We're an online retailer. Who can I talk to about opening an account? And the way it works is we have direct relationships with these brands and these manufacturers. All we do is sell their products. So we're the retailers. So we have the websites where we upload all their products, where we have all of the support options for the customer, where we spend money on traffic to get visitors to. And then when people buy from us, we then go ahead and contact the different brands and manufacturers, and those brands and manufacturers ship the product direct to the customer. So basically what we do is take out the need for fulfillment centers or warehouses because the brands that we sell for act as those. And a big reason we're trying to find these already established brands is because the way that we get people to visit our site is by advertising for keywords like product names and brand names and SKU numbers. So the relationships are extremely important.
Tell us how to earn more than your competition.
Yeah, so competition is definitely a big thing. The main thing that everybody should think about when they're getting into this is what level is your relationship with your supplier at? A lot of people that just get into drop shipping work with middlemen, and they work with basically these directories that you pay money to, and then they give you a list of products you could sell. That you never want to do. If you do that, you're going to have extra money in between you and the supplier because those middlemen mark up the prices. So make sure you're working direct with the brands and the suppliers that you want to sell for. That way you're going to get the best pricing that you can, and the profit has the most room for you to actually make money. The next thing you want to look at is, do the suppliers that you're reaching out to, do they enforce what are known as MAP policies, MAP? That stands for minimum advertised price. And what's great about that is, let's just say I had a chandelier company where I manufactured them and it was called Anton Chandeliers. Well, if you wanted to sell them and then, Tom wanted to sell them, if I said minimum advertised price for this product is $1,000, that means you can't sell it for less than $1,000. And that means Tom can't sell it for less than $1,000. So what you have there is your profit margins are built in, and you don't get into these pricing wars where maybe Tom says, I'm okay with making a 5% profit margin, so I'm just going to undercut everybody. If you focus on these suppliers that have MAP policies, that's not an issue. So make sure you have that. From there, you're not competing based on price. So it's your job to basically do a better job than your competition of getting people to choose you. So some things that we do are offer different bonus gifts with products. Let's say, for example, somebody was going to buy a $1,000 chandelier from my website. I might say, when you buy from my store, I'm going to include free light bulbs for it, value $79 or whatever it is, and do something that my competition isn't doing. So give that bonus gift to kind of push them over the edge and have them choose us. I'm also going to do things like offer free shipping. I'm also going to do things like get as many different product images and videos as I can get so the customer can experience the product before they buy it. I'm going to do things like have live chat on every page of my website, have reviews, and really try to just look at all of my competitors' websites and see what are they doing well and what are they missing. And whatever they're doing well, I'm going to do also. And whatever they're missing, I'm going to do also. So it's really like an ever evolving way to optimize your website. It's doing the minimum kind of always required things, like I mentioned, with the reviews, all the photos, the bonus gifts. And from there, it's diving into your competitors and seeing where there's even more room for improvement.
Tell us the top Shopify apps for increasing your bottom line.
Sure. So for increasing your bottom line, I would say using Tideo is for live chat. They have a free plan, and that one does great. It's a way to interact with customers. You can build in automations, and just a great way to increase your conversion rate. So that would definitely increase your bottom line. Another one that we love is called Aftership. And what that does is automatically update customers after they buy with where their order is at in terms of tracking. But what's cool about that is you can modify those emails, and you can do things like include upsells and cross sells and different affiliate deals. So Aftership is great for that. Another one that really helps is called Klaviyo. And Klaviyo is for email marketing. So, email makes up 30 to 40% of our monthly revenues. And with Klaviyo, we can collect email addresses when people are on our website. We can follow up with abandoned carts. We can send out holiday promotions around, anything that's about to come up. Another one would be Privy, which is Privy. We use them to collect emails when people go to leave our website. So for exit intent overlays, those are a few of them. But yeah, we're big into the apps. They definitely help.
Let's talk about your dropshipping lifestyle blueprint. Tell us more about it.
Sure. So yeah, Dropship Lifestyle, I started back in 2013. That was after I had sold a network of stores and was kind of just looking online for communities of other e-commerce store owners and couldn't find anything that was legitimate. So back then, I made the first version of Dropship Lifestyle. From there, it's become something much bigger than I ever thought it would. We have over 10,000 students from over 40 countries now. We have different events every year all around the world. We're going to Prague in September, actually, for our 6th annual retreat. We were voted best e-commerce course by Shopify, which is the biggest e-commerce platform in the world. And we have success stories pretty much every day from people that go through the program. And what the program is basically the same exact blueprint that we use internally with my team every time we're getting into a new industry. So how we pick a niche, how we do market research, how we build our websites, how we get approved with suppliers, how we optimize our websites for conversions, how we get traffic, how we outsource and automate everything. Literally exactly what we do with my team for our own stores is what I give to our members. And then we have the online community aspect as well. But that's what Dropship Lifestyle is right now in 2019.
Who's this shop lifestyle? Who's this for?
Really for anybody that's looking to build another stream of income. So most of our successful members, they work. So they work like a corporate job or any job. And they're doing this at first in the evenings, on the weekends. And many of them, actually most of them, their goals are to build a second income, but not leave their main job. So anybody that's looking to make more money. But then we also do have a big segment of our members that are looking to live the digital nomad type lifestyle where they can travel the world and earn money from a location independent business. And that's one of the biggest things that comes along with this model of dropshipping, with the dropship lifestyle method, is the fact that it doesn't matter where in the world you are. You could be building, growing, and running one of these stores.
Do you need a big capital to start this?
No, you don't. I actually started my first store for under $30, and you still could do that. On the high end, maybe you need a couple $100, so like $200. If somebody wanted to outsource everything and have somebody build their site and do all the work getting set up, of course, you could spend as much as you want, but it really does not take a lot of money to get started. It's more about doing the work and building the relationships.
Where do we find this blueprint, and how can we connect with you?
Sure. Everything is linked up off of dropshiplifestyle.com. We have our courses there. I do a weekly blog post and video for free, and that has all of my contact information as well. So dropshiplifestyle.com.
Thank you. So, clan, there will be more from Anton in a moment. If you are listening on one of the many podcasting platforms rather than my website and you are encouraged by Tony's journey, go to Online Success Journey for a bonus portion of the interview. The Online Success Journey is a wonderful membership community built for people searching for the path to success. We are one big clan and you can be part of this community for free. Once you have joined the clan, click on part 2 of Anton's journey or over 150 other journeys that are available and learn how you can find the right path for your own online success journey. That's a wrap, clan. Remember, success is a journey. Patience and Anton.
This is not the end of the journey. We hope you've enjoyed listening to part 1 and want to be sure you know there is a second part to this and every journey podcast at onlinesuccessjourney.com, filled with even more success tips, uplifting stories, and even a bit of fun. There are dozens of episodes only available to the members of the Online Success Journey clan. Check out the website and click on Join the Clan for more information. Patience would like to thank you for listening to this podcast, and she has a free audio gift for you at her website. Go to onlinesuccessjourney.com for instant access to this gift. Of course, you know that listening to the journeys of others helps each of us chart our own path. So make sure you're subscribed to be notified as each new interview is posted. There are so many ways to stay connected to the Online Success Journey and to listen in. And if you're enjoying the podcast, we appreciate your help in telling others. One of the best ways to share the benefit you get is to rate and review it at Stitcher and other sites by clicking the stars or completing the ratings form, by clicking thumbs up and leaving a comment on YouTube, or liking and sharing the podcast on social media. To review the podcast within iTunes, simply open iTunes to the podcast, click on Ratings and Reviews, then write a review. On behalf of Patience, and until next time, thanks once more for listening. It is our hope that this podcast will guide you on your own online success journey.